for all the sweet words and the well wishes. I had a gnarly stomach bug the past few days, and it took a while for me to get over it, but I'm feeling much better. So we're back to it. This is your weekly Tarotscope. This is where we get together every Monday and Friday to go over the days ahead. Every Monday we go through Monday through Thursday. Friday we go through Friday through Sunday. The reason why we do this is because, I mean, this is what we need to be doing. We need to be aware of the energy that is ahead of us. Maybe there's obstacles. Maybe there's supportive energy. We need to find out so we can plan accordingly. And that way we start navigating life through our power instead of seeing life as happening to us and we are just SOL, right? So, all right, what we're going to do first is we are going to boost our heart chakra, clear out our heart chakra. This bowl is attuned to the frequency of the heart chakra, okay? The reason why we focus on the heart is because that's where most things sit, okay? It is the connection between our higher self and our earthly self. And, you know, we come from love. We desire love. We put everything right here in the heart. And sometimes we just need a release, okay? Because if we have stuff clogging up that heart space, then our manifestation energy cannot work properly, right? So if you see me looking back and forth, it's because I'm looking at YouTube and at TikTok, okay? So all you're going to do while the bowl is singing is you're just going to breathe and relax. You can envision breathing in this air, picking up all the heaviness and getting it out of your body by exhaling, okay? Otherwise, just relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, and just enjoy the next few seconds. All right, here we go. Nice deep cleansing breaths. Now let's collectively take one super deep breath in. Pick up the heaviness, expand your rib cage, pick up all that fear and anxiety and stress, feel it stretch, and then let it out. Feels good. Okay. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to get our blessing for the week. Then we're going to get our overall tarot message. Ooh, that got me a little lightheaded. We're going to get our tarot message, the overall card from the divination book, and then y'all are going to choose the deck that I use to pull cards for each day, okay? It's a whole thing. And then I get into oracle and all that stuff. So stick around. This is a conversation. You can ask questions, join in the reading. It's a lot of fun. We did just have Neptune going to Aries today. Neptune is the planet of delusion and illusion, but it's one that, you know, when I think of Neptune, it's the one that helps you to think that anything is possible. It helps you to dream. It helps you to think big. And when we have it in Aries, Aries is the I am, right? So you start seeing yourself in a different light. You start seeing, well, maybe I can do this. Maybe I am meant for this. So be careful about what you say about yourself when you say I am, and then what comes after that. All right? So let's get our fairy blessing. I was looking ahead to see when Saturn enters Aries, and of course, it's Friday the 13th. I was like, of course it is. Of course it's going to be Friday the 13th when Saturn shows up. All right. Let's see. What is our fairy blessing for this week? All right. Ooh. You know what? I don't know if we've ever pulled this one. And I can't read that last word, so I'm going to have to open the book. But it says, a blessing to undo an unfortunate, is it Geist? Let me see. Hang on, and I'll show y'all. Yeah. A blessing to undo an unfortunate guise. The fairy gift to help you work through difficult life patterns. Ooh, I like that. This blessing will help undo the impact of an unfortunate pattern within your life. We talk about patterns a lot, right? Because humans move in patterns, they operate in patterns. And so if you're not liking what's going on in your life, you have to change your patterns. So, Geist is what the Celts believed we were born with, a theme or a story that would be told over and over in our lives, gifted to us by the goddess, I don't know how to say that name, often seen as a curse rather than a blessing. So when we have these patterns, these raveled up bits of our life that we seem to get caught up in and tangled within, like a web we keep getting pulled back into, the fairy can help us unravel it and come to a kind of peace with it. It does not mean we will no longer have that pattern or frailty, but we will be less hurt and harmed by it. For we all have our challenges, and it is how we deal with the challenges and the blessings we make of them that matters. That is a huge thing, right? Because when we go through tough times in life, we tend to think, okay, well, I have to be cursed. Like nothing works out in my life, this and that. It always turns up like this. And the reason is that there are lessons there. It's going to keep repeating until you learn the bigger lesson. That's why we have the major arcana, right? Because those are the big archetypes. Those are the big lessons that you're here to experience and overcome. And you overcome them and experience them in your own unique way because you have your own unique life blueprint. Does that make sense? Hey, Anne. Good morning, Jennifer, and everybody else. So instead of seeing things as, life is happening to me, I'm being punished, this week you have the opportunity to see things as they are and to accept them and look at them from a distance. Instead of looking at it as the victim, you're going to look at it as the victor. Does that make sense? You're going to start taking control. You're going to start seeing how everything is playing out in your life and how you can make these changes. Okay? So let's see how this works out in the reading. All right, now we are going to use the divination book. If you have not seen this, this is called Mystic Muses for the Modern Goddess. I wrote this book for you. I wrote this for you to use daily. You can use it daily, weekly, monthly, it doesn't matter. It's up to you. This is your own personal device, your tool. But it has all the tarot cards in it, direct and reverse. I wrote readings for each one, and they're all mixed up. That way you can't just consciously turn to a certain page because you want that to be your reading. There's no page numbers. There's no anything. All of the readings are designed for you to take your power back because that's what tarot is, okay? Tarot is not about showing you what is and you can't change it because nothing is in concrete here. We all have free will and we all have the ability to make different decisions. That's why we're talking about changing your patterns, right? So these readings are designed to put you back into your power, to remind you who you are, and then you're ready for the day, okay? So you use it just like a tarot deck. You knock on it to cleanse the energy of the last time you used it. You're going to connect to it with your palm centers. These are energy centers, okay? There's directions inside the book. Don't worry, you don't have to memorize this, but I'm just showing you. So you connect to it with your palm centers. Take a nice deep breath in. Breathe out. And just connect your intentions to the book. Focus your energy. And then you want to ask the book a question. So I'm going to ask it, what is our overall message for this week, Monday through Thursday? What is our overall message for this week, Monday through Thursday? And then you just intuitively turn to a page. Ooh, we got the Chariot. Very nice. This is a major arcana, and it's a good one. Let me read it to you. I'm going to read it for the week instead of the day, okay? These are written for the day, but you can change the verbiage. It says, today you drew the Chariot. It is all systems go this week. The energy is right, and you are in control. The universe is setting you up to make all the right moves. Yeah. Trust yourself with any decisions that need to be made as long as you make them by what feels aligned with you. Not what, I'm saying, this is not in the book, but not what you think you're supposed to do. what is actually aligned with you, okay? Alignment is so important because if you're out of alignment, that means you're making decisions based on everybody else. You're making decisions based off of false pretenses, okay? So make sure it's aligned with you. If anyone tries to pressure you, step back and remind yourself who's in control here. You are in the driver's seat and cruising towards success. Also, this week is a good time for negotiations on a new vehicle, making plans for a road trip. There you go. So we got the Chariot. Very nice. And it's great with the blessing because the blessing is undoing this unfortunate geist, this unfortunate energy that you feel like is following you around for however long you feel like it's been following you around. So when we see the Chariot is about you taking the reins and you deciding from now on where you're going to be going. And as long as you stay in alignment and you let that intuition guide you, that leads you towards success, okay? I do feel like others want me to do what they want and then try to pressure me. I know. Let me tell you, the people around you very well can have the best of intentions, right? They want the best for you and they try to get you to go a certain way, but that's through their own lens, right? You have to follow your heart. You have to follow what you know to be true for yourself because this is your journey. You have to have your experiences. Just like my children, you know, I have a 24-year-old and an almost 18-year-old. There are things that I tell them and they're like, I know, Mom. Okay. And then I'll say things and then something happens and I have to let them live that experience, right? I have to let them make their decisions. So it's not easy, but it's necessary as parents and as the individual being told what to do what you feel is right, what is aligned with you, not what everybody else is doing, right? We're not following trends. We're doing what is aligned with what we feel our purpose is or our drive is, okay? I know, Philip, yeah. They know everything. I know nothing. Okay, so now we're going to choose the tarot deck that I'm going to use to reveal the energy of each day, okay, Monday through Thursday. So YouTube, you can vote in the comments. TikTok, I will put a poll up here for you to use. Please do not vote in the comments. There's too many of y'all in here and it gets too difficult, right? So deck number 1, Old School Tarot, okay, the Rider-Waite deck. Deck number 2, the Baroque Tarot. So 1 or 2. YouTube, you can start voting. TikTok, give me 1 sec. There we go. Hey, Jamie. So 1 or 2. Deck 1, deck 2. It's not a new deck. I've had it for a little while, but are you talking about the one that y'all got me? Please vote in the poll. It's right up here, y'all. That way it keeps track. Okay, YouTube's liking deck 1. I'm starting my classes over. Wanting to keep going was more than starting fresh with new people. Okay. All right, we have just a few seconds left. All right, let's see which one got it. We'll wait for it to pop up. Deck 1. All right, we're going old school now. I like it. Let me set this over here. Okay, let me get them all mixed up for you, if I can hang on to them. One key part of reading tarot, you'll see me move often is because I am a leg crosser. I always cross my legs just out of habit. But one thing when you're reading tarot or doing any energetic practices, you don't want to cross your legs because that's an energy center. And crossing your legs blocks that energy center. All right, one more. All right, they're getting a little wonky now. My hands are still a little shaky from having that stomach bug. All right, let's see. What are our messages each day, Monday through Thursday? What do we need to know for each day, Monday through Thursday? I'm going to pull one card for each day. I'm going to see what's coming up for us. I don't know why my hands are tingling. Interesting. All right, let's look at today's energy. All right, here's that Four of Swords again. Okay, so when we look at the Four of Swords, see the three swords above it, and you see this one sword down here? Let me put the deck down so I can talk about it. These three swords right here reference the Three of Swords that come before it, okay? That is interference. That could be pain, heartbreak, anything that's like causing you strife in your life, okay? And this person's laying here kind of like they're in a mausoleum or something like that, like they're deceased. Well, they're having to rest. They're being forced to take a break, okay? Because down here is referencing the Ace of Swords. This is clarity. This is truth. This is new ideas. But you can't get this if you don't rest the mind because you have too much going on here. Does that make sense? Like we have these Three of Swords looming over you, and it's like, no, you need to rest because you look at the window here, there's a message to be given. Like you're asking for help. And so when the universe is trying to guide you and to help you, but you're not paying attention, it's like, okay, time to take a break, time to rest. It can also indicate that maybe you and a job, maybe you and a partner are taking a break. Maybe you have the day off today because it's a snow day, right? We have the next at least couple of days off here because it's a snow day. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business owner. I don't have a day off, but, or I have it whenever I want it, right? But it's a snow day here. We're not going anywhere because the ice here is like, I mean, like this thick, no joke. It's right outside my door. But this is about taking a break and resting. And again, it could be just because you have the day off of work or school. Now, when we look at this with the Chariot energy, which was the overall energy that we got for the entire week, Monday through Thursday, this is about really bringing your mind to rest so these ideas can pop in. That's what happens to me most of the time. Whenever I'm just resting or I'm just letting my mind flow, that's when the ideas come in, okay? Maybe there is a conversation that needs to take a break for both of you to gain clarity. Again, maybe there's a relationship that needs to take a break. There's a separation here. Okay, we're putting things to rest. So it can also indicate that maybe there's something, we were talking about patterns with the blessing here. We're talking about patterns, putting those patterns to rest, really taking time to think about how you can change things in your life by changing your patterns, and something is going to have to come to an end. The ideas come to you when you're driving. Yes, that happens to me too. Thank you all for the love and the shares and everything. All right, let's look at tomorrow's energy. Tomorrow, time to get to work. Tomorrow is the Eight of Pentacles, okay? Speaking of patterns, the Eight of Pentacles represents work, self-improvement, entrepreneurship, okay? It can also indicate patterns because this person's creating the same thing over and over again, right? And it's 8. So it's telling you what you repeatedly do is going to be what you repeatedly get. 8 is that karmic energy. 8 is personal power. So tomorrow is a great day to work on something that is getting you closer to your goals, changing the pattern, creating a new pattern that is your own. Does that make sense? Okay? You can really get some great work done tomorrow. For instance, I have quite a few readings to do tomorrow. So I will be working. But just a great time to really reflect on the patterns of your day to day and see how you can change them, even if it's just something little, right? How you can take control of your day to day, create these new patterns. You can see some good progress in your work tomorrow. Let's look at Wednesday. All right, we have the Hierophant in reverse. Now, this is a major arcana. This can be connected to you, or it could be connected to society, right? This is a religious type of symbol. So we might see something collectively when it comes to something regarding religion, like a downfall of something in a religious aspect. Here also, it could be that you decide to do something unorthodox, something different, okay? Because this is like tradition. This is, you got to do it this way. But here, it's like, you know what? I would like to do it my own way. So you can do something very unorthodox. Some of y'all might be filing for divorce on Wednesday. Again, very personal. It's different for everybody. But this is a big turning point in your week. The Hierophant in reverse is saying, you know what? I'm doing things dramatically different. I'm committing to changing my patterns, to not being boxed in, to buck against the system. Okay, but again, like I said, collectively, there might be something that we see happen in the religious sector of everything. Let's look at Thursday. Thursday, we have the King of Swords in reverse. All right, so he's not my favorite when he's in reverse. Okay, he's already, when he's direct, he's already a non-emotional person. He's very intelligent, very cerebral, not very emotional. This would be like your doctors, your lawyers, and things like that. People that use their brain and their mouth, like speech. So when he's in reverse, he could be very narrow-minded. He could be very closed off. He could be very narcissistic. So there might be a situation to where you encounter somebody on Thursday who you might as well not even have a conversation with them, because there's really not going to be any resolve. That might be something that you're having to deal with this blessing, an unfortunate guys, where this like pattern keeps happening over and over again, where you're having to deal with somebody who's very difficult. And so you have to decide, what are my boundaries? How am I going to respect myself in this situation? Is it necessary to even get into conflict with another person? However, it can also be you being this person, okay? Negative thoughts, narrow-mindedness, just upset about whatever's going on in your life. But you have to take control. Remember, the overall energy is the Chariot. This is about you coming into alignment, you making decisions that are for you and your highest good, and seeing things happening in your life as lessons or markers that are showing you, like they're always revealing something to you. It's not for punishment, okay? It's just revealing things to you. So if you feel out of sorts, if you feel like you can't take action on ideas, then what's holding you back? Is it your own thought patterns? Is it your own narrow-mindedness? What's holding you back here? Because the kings are about taking action, and he is very forward thinking. He is very, like I said, cerebral. He knows how to get things done. He is focused, but when he's in reverse, he's not. Feels like he can't take action, feels helpless, and it's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Okay, so it could be one of two things. Again, collective reading. So you're gonna have to see where this fits in your life, and just know, again, if you come across this person, you get to decide how you're going to deal with it. Okay? You do not have to entertain every jackass out there that wants to start an argument, you know? But if it's somebody that you're married to or you're close to, then you're going to have to set boundaries and do all the things that you need to do to respect yourself and do what is necessary for the highest good. Okay? Yeah, Jamie, I was just talking about that right before you popped in. Neptune moves into Aries today. Big transits, especially Neptune, can take a second to adjust. Yeah. making sure I'm not missing anything. Thank y'all so much for all the love. Most things that hold me back are all the responsibilities I have. Yep. I know. I get it. I get it. All right, let's look underneath. Look, we have the 5 of Wands underneath. We're doing things to release tension. We're not getting involved in stupid stuff that doesn't matter, stuff that's not going to go anywhere. If something is causing you emotional upset, you need to step back and ask why. Okay? With everything going on in the world right now, what we need now is more love and high vibration, right? Do you remember a long time ago, several years ago, they did an experiment where a bunch of people got together and did a meditation. And there were results from that collectively. So think about what you're seeing on social media, what you're reading on the news or whatever, you know, all the bullshit. It's all lies anyways. But if you're continually feeding yourself all that stuff and it's getting you to the point to where you're angry and you're acting out and you're losing your mind, you got to come back to yourself. And the way that you can help the world is through this meditation, is through doing the spiritual work. Okay? It doesn't even have to be a collective, your own personal strife. The meditation, the energy work, doing all that is what's going to help you. Okay? All right. Let's see what else we need to know this week. What else do we need to know this week? Look at that. Number 22, yin and yang. Okay? So, this is talking about being in balance. This is talking about you taking action on what you, like through balance. I mean, a very key word this week is balance and alignment, because we have the Chariot as the overall arching energy. Okay? And then now we're getting 22. 22 is the master number, is the master builder, right? It builds through wisdom. It builds through experience and knowledge. And the yin and the yang understands the balance of the masculine and the feminine. You can't have one without the other, right? It's always fluid. It's always flowing. So it's talking about, as well, pulling in what you know to be true, really tapping into that feminine energy and then taking action on what you know is for your highest good. Does that make sense? That's how the yin and the yang work. The yin pulls in the energy, really transmutes it, and then yang takes action. Let's see what else. Don't forget, you all, just because the QMA Inner Circle is closed right now, you can still start to learn tarot through, if you're through the tribe. Tribe is women only, but there's also the opportunity to go through my tarot apprenticeship just as itself. Everything, TikTok is linked in my bio, YouTube is linked down in the description. You can always learn tarot on your own pace, and in the tribe you can ask questions, chat with other ladies in there, all of the things, and then when you are ready for the QMA for next year, then you can jump in. else do we need to know? Ooh, look at that. Number 46, coming apart. I don't think I've ever pulled this card out of this deck, even though I've been using it for years. Let's find out why. Oh, okay, makes sense. It says, coming apart, now is the time to take separate paths. The coming apart card is assigned to put an end to what is no longer working for you. Oh, see? Just like we were talking about with the Four of Swords, okay? And the blessing. Has a commitment been broken? Perhaps you need to take a break, or break a promise, or change course because you took on more than you can handle. This is the perfect time to reassess your goals and values. Are your actions in alignment with what you believe in? Have you created a partnership that is not mutually beneficial? Separation, disillusion, and dispersion are all in focus now. If someone wishes to break away from you, don't chase the relationship out of a sense of fear. The price you'll pay will not be worth the price. Separation brings good fortune. Think about that. Separation brings good fortune. When you separate yourself from what is holding you back, holding you down, keeping you stuck, that's when you experience opportunity. That's when you experience growth, good fortune, right? So here it's number 46. 4 is looking at what is. It's thinking logically. It's seeing what is going on in your actual 3D human life, right? 6 is nurturing. It is balance, harmony. It is love. So it's telling you to look at what is. Love yourself. It could be something going on in a love connection, right? When we bring it together, it's 10. We're in a 1 or 10-1 year. 10 is the result of something coming to completion, and now it's time to take action. Okay? So that goes perfectly with what we've been talking about. No wonder why it waited till now to come out. Okay. What else do we need to know? Ooh, impeccability, number 28. Look how pretty that is. Let's read that one too. Because I may have pulled it once, but I don't remember. It might have been another one. Now is the time to be impeccable in your responsibilities, relationships, and home environment. Gather your discipline and integrity around you like a sacred cloak. No matter what it takes, maintain your power, intent, and focus. Pay attention to details. That's like what I was talking about whenever I was saying your day-to-day life. Look at your day-to-day because, again, what you are repeating is what you're going to repeatedly get. That's just how life works, okay? So this is telling you, clean up your space, clean up your life. Change things. If you don't like it, you have to change it. Nobody's going to do it for you, okay? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm not here to sugarcoat things for you. I'm here to help you, okay? So number 28, 2 is about balance. It's about decision making. It's about receiving what you know. 8, personal power and karma. Bring them together, another 10. Your life is a result of your day-to-day decisions, day-to-day patterns and habits, okay? Your relationships as well. This one was calling to me. Guys, as in disguise, yeah. There you go. Another 10, yep. Change is hard for me, but I should do it. Stop saying it's hard for you then. Just say, I'm changing things. Period. You have to take control. You have to take power. All right. There we go. Nothing is yet set in stone. Told you. Okay? Things can change dramatically over the next week, over the next month, over the next year. But it's not going to change if you keep doing the same things. Okay? It's not going to change if you stay in that relationship where you're just suffocating or you're fighting all the time or whatever the case may be. Things are not going to change if you stay in that career that you hate and you keep dreaming about another career or a passion project, but you never get started. You have to be the change you want to see in your life. And if you need help, then you get somebody to help you, right? You get guidance from somebody who is doing the thing that you would like to do. Just make sure they're actually doing it, because there's a lot of posers on social media. Just watch and make sure that they're actually walking the walk. What else do we need to know? Let's get our spirit animal. Oh, we have it again. Owl magic. Okay? Choose to know the truth because you can. Open your inner vision. You can see through deception. Let the past go and make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. And 100% is, because it's not just me. It's just not other people out there that are practitioners. You can use this energy too. It's available to every single one of us, right? And you choose the tool that you want to use to access it. It could be tarot. It could be astrology. It could be intuition. It could be psychic abilities, mediumship abilities. It could be numerology. It could be all kinds of things, right? Choose your path and go for it. Because believe me, it's so worth it. So worth it. You won't believe the things that can change in your life when you start really taking this stuff seriously. I had someone, I don't remember if I mentioned this the other day, but I had someone that wanted to hire me for an event, and I gave them my rates. And they were like, oh, well, because I told them, I said, I'm just going to give you the rundown. You know, I'm a real tarot reader, real practitioner. And, you know, I teach tarot and everything. And I said, because they had a bunch of guests that they were wanting me to read for at this event, and they were only looking for like a couple hours. I said, well, that's not going to fly, just letting you know, because whenever people finally relax and start talking to others that have, you know, been brave enough to come get a reading by me, people start talking. I said, and they start lining up. It happens every time. So I said, we need at least 3 hours for that many people. I won't do more than 3 hours because that's a lot of work. It's exhausting. And they're like, oh, we're just looking for somebody who's like a party one. And I was like, good luck. Have fun. I said, but let me warn you, those types of party readers can do a lot of damage. You know, it's the ones that tell you when you flip over the 3 of Swords or 3 of Cups, oh, somebody's cheating on you. You know, this stuff is not a game. It's not a game. This is real and it works. And I have seen it happen every single day for every single client. I have opened people's worlds by giving them a reading. It's not a game. The energy is real. This stuff is a tool for us to connect. It's like a, you know, like let's say, well, I was gonna say walkie-talkie, but we have cell phones now. But, you know, it's like a communication device with an entity that you can't see. You know, you can feel it, but you can't see it. It's the way we communicate. So it's not a game. It's not just for funsies. This is your life. This is communication with the divine. So, yeah, take it seriously and you will see some drastic changes. It's like a magic key that opens the doors. Yes. And if you don't do it properly, very well could open the wrong door. And that's why you see people that do tarot as a fad and then they run back to religion because they got their negative karma. All right, let's see what else. We have inner core solidity, number 18. I'll read this one to you as well. Oh, sorry, I was looking at the birds outside playing in the snow. It's so pretty. I love it. But after this snow melts, I'm ready for summer. I've had my snow moment. Now I'm over it. All right. Stay constant in your endeavors. Do not stop your progress. Seek those who are reliable and solid. Keep your promises. The greatest power is from the inside out. Okay? Exactly what I was just talking about. When you are committed to your journey, when you are committed to your spiritual practice, and you focus on your day-to-day habits and practices, you will see results, major results. Again, results you never thought would happen. It is a beautiful deck. It's the Elemental Oracle. You had a red cardinal against the white snow. I saw a picture somebody posted of like a whole flock of red cardinals in their backyard, and that was pretty cool. Let's see. I just found a job opportunity that I can make my animal career more open. Good. Awesome. Yeah, doing spells can definitely screw things up if you do it the wrong way and if you try to overtake somebody's free will. I always tell them I am not willing to do spell work. You could do that on your own. I am not willing to try to take over somebody's free will because let me tell you, that stuff backfires like crazy. Bad things can happen. Even though I'm new to this, I did perceive you taking this seriously. I've always understood it to be very real. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, let's get our money message for the week. What is our money message for this week? Ooh, we have prudence. There's 3 ways to resonate. Here we go. Number 1, don't let the balance of your credit cards get too high. Number 2, put something aside for a rainy day. Number 3, stay within budget and start living within your means, okay? It's really, you guys, being inundated constantly with ads on all platforms does make it very difficult because they are messing with your brain chemistry, right? And so be very mindful of your spending. Spend on things that are going to get you into that space, into that dream life that you are dreaming about. I'm not talking about things like designer clothes and stuff like that. I'm talking about what is going to help you stair-step your way up. Okay, are you investing in mentorship? Are you investing in courses? Are you investing in books? What are you investing in? It doesn't mean you can't buy, like wardrobe that fits that profile, but don't go crazy, you know, do it within your means. Be smart about things. You're investing, you're not spending. There's a difference, okay? Let's get our crystal for the week. What is our crystal for this week? If you heed the advice that has come through the cards this week, the Chariot is telling you you will experience movement, progress, and success, okay? It might not be immediate success, but it's going to get you there, like get you closer to what your goal is. I needed to hear this. I'll take that as my sign to pause a few things for a bit. Okay. Things feel so subdued today. It's been a full, heavy week. Past week, yeah. Well, and that's why also we have the Four of Swords. Yeah, because it's like just take some time to just rest and recover. It could be more of a peaceful day for some. Especially, I was telling my mom last night how I love when it snows because it's so quiet. It's so peaceful. I love it. All right, what is our crystal for this week? Fluorite. Calibration, clarity, and sense of purpose. Ooh, I like that. I'll read the rest to you in just a second. I'll show it to you. All right, it says, fluorite graces you with clarity and focus, helping to clear mental fog and guide your thoughts towards harmony and balance. Embrace its vibrant energy to align your mind, body, and spirit, and unlock your true potential. Look at that. There you go. Okay? You can get this deck, or you can get your crystals from the TikTok link in my bio. It says my favorite oracle deck. YouTube down in the description, okay? That'll take you to the full website to where you can get your crystals, and these are legit good crystals, okay? And you can get this deck here. If you can't get both, get the deck or get one or the other, whatever, okay? You don't have to have every single crystal out there, and you don't have to have the biggest crystal out there. Even the small crystals put out the same energy as the big ones, okay? I know it's hard to believe, but it's true. You know we got to get one from the Kipper deck. Just got a call to do a house cleansing. Nice. All right. What do we need to know this week? Look at that. We keep pulling this one. Not because you're going to be in poverty, but because we have a real problem with a poverty mindset. Okay? It's number 37. Think about this. Okay, I'm going to explain it to you. So 3 is how we communicate. It is our expression. It is our creativity. So think about that. When you have a poverty mindset, what are you creating? 7 is the number of the mind. It is the spiritual mind. It's the first spiritual number in numerology, okay? So we're creating this, we're speaking this to the divine, and guess what? There's another 10. The product of what we speak and think and do. Thank you, Denise. Have a great day. So, the problem is the poverty mindset. You have got to get out of that. Okay? And only you can do it. I'm not going to, can't wave a magic wand and all of a sudden it's gone for you. You have to take the steps to do it. Otherwise, it won't work, right? Because just like a relationship, the people that look for relationships to heal them often find that they're back to square one when the relationship ends because they didn't heal. they were riding dopamine. They were riding that wave, and everything was happy and everything was great. And then reality settled in and they realized they hadn't healed anything. Okay? So you have to do the work to reveal, or not reveal, but to heal your poverty mindset. Because then nobody can take that from you. Then it's for real. Okay? All right. Thinking of fixing your relationship specifically with your ex. Well, good luck. I mean, it does take two. It could be just you. Yeah, all these 10s today. I know. All right, this is the Rebel deck. This deck will either hurt your feelings or be your biggest cheerleader. So if you get offended easily, now is the time to scroll away. You probably already have if you're offended easily, because I'm pretty straightforward. But just warning you. So let's see, what is our message for this week? Ooh, we have detox. Drink a smoothie, unfriend that asshole, and throw some shit out. Oh, I love this deck so much. Drink a smoothie, unfriend that asshole, and throw some shit out. There you go. If you have a day off today and you have nothing to do, get some shit done. Clear out your space. Get ready for the Lunar New Year. And do yourself a favor. Do something good for yourself. Okay? It's fun. So, I hope you all have a great week. If you need anything, TikTok, you know, everything is linked in my bio. YouTube, everything is linked down below. If you have any questions about anything, any of my offers or spaces, feel free to email me. I'm happy to help you and guide you in the right direction. I do have something that I'm excited to announce, hopefully next week. And yeah, the rest is just you taking control and taking your power back, okay? If we get put down your phone again, I'll scream. No joke. I was wondering about that. So have a wonderful week. I will see you back here Friday morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And yeah, anything else, send me a message, all right? Love y'all. Mwah. See you then.